Volume 3 of Detective Conan has turned out to be my favorite volume so far. This volume is just awesome. I absolutely loved it. It reminded me of And Then There Were None, where the people are isolated on an island. Similarly, the characters of this mystery are isolated on a boat. And this is a setting that I really, really like. It was just so much fun to read. Now, when I was reading this manga, I started to notice the theme of generational conflict. The first sign that this story is going to be about tradition and how tradition dictates your life is right in the beginning when we find out that Natsue and Takeshi have needed to come to this distant island just to get married. It would have been way easier to do it anywhere else, but because it's tradition to come to this very far away island, they have to do it. So they act in a filial way towards the hegemon of the house, Gozo. The other characters are more rebellious against Gozo, who is the symbol of tradition. The name of the family, Hatamoto, refers to a kind of position that a samurai could hold in feudal Japan. The term was used to refer to the direct retainers of a lord, that lord being the hegemonic grandfather, Gozo. He's not just the head of the household, he is the lord of the house. Everybody in this family despises the grandfather. And one interesting detail I noticed was that when Gozo was murdered, he's wearing traditional Japanese clothes. Seeing this image of the old head of the household in traditional Japanese clothing really started to get my imagination running. Ichiro, the murderer, has two motives, one being love, but he has another motive, and that's his desire to be free to paint. In Japanese society, there is tremendous pressure on young men to become salarymen, to get a typical corporate job, wear a suit, work overtime, and make money. The grandfather, representing the older generation, is the total opposite of Ichiro. He has nationalistic tendencies, hating Western food, denigrating the Western style of art that Ichiro makes, and wearing a Japanese kimono. The family must all get his approval to live the life that they want to live. He is the epitome of patriarchy. His death in a traditional kimono is a symbol of old traditions being overthrown, rebelled against, and his murder is an effort to revolt against strict Japanese conservatism. This is, in my opinion, the best mystery so far. And since I'm only on volume 3 and there's so much more to go, I'm really excited to keep reading and find out where this series takes me. I was a little disappointed at the end of volume 2 because I didn't really care for that haunted mansion mystery, but not every mystery is going to be the best mystery, and I understand that. So when I started to read volume 3, I was really happy. At first, I wasn't really sure why Ichiro needed to make the power go off when he was going to stab himself, because he was alone anyway in the bathroom. It seemed like he needed to make the lights go off just so the reader didn't see what was happening, which seemed odd. But then I thought about it a little more, and I guess it started to make sense because there was no guarantee that he was going to be allowed to go to the bathroom by himself, just in case somebody tried to go with him to protect him. Then when the lights went out, he could still stab himself. Anyway, I'm really eager to keep reading, and if you want to keep hearing my thoughts and reactions on the Conan series, please like this video and click subscribe.